obviously we have a 4-bet. Just going to use this size, I think. We are a bit deeper, 130 bigs, which might be why opponents sized up, but I think until you get a little bit deeper than that, you probably don't need to. But, you know, I'm not saying anyone's strategy is right or wrong, or good or bad. It's just how I perceive the game. Start quarter pot, I think, here. Could go slightly bigger in order to allow us to shove turns, but I think for the most part, this is the size I'm going to want to use. This turn's interesting. I think I'm going to want to mix this spot facing check. This lead, probably just click call here. I think it's about as bad as rivers get. Real grim spot now. Yeah, I think we have to fold now. I don't think they've got any flushes. Flushes are going to fast play the flop. Just thinking what bluffs they can have. I think I might actually call this, to be honest. I don't think they're shoving 2-pair. They lead the turn with jacks. And it's got like some ace queen off in their range. I think I'm going to make some weird hero call here because I don't think they've got that much value. Just because of how the hand's played, so I am going to call. Like a book. That's an enjoyable one. Ace queen 3-way here. I think it's check. I am calling ace queen. There's just tons of bluffs opponent can find. And when they polarize to pot, they're only really repping a few combos of a 5x. They're not really using that size of an 8. Table 1, we're now tripling off the value. Half pot again on turn. Bluffs here are obviously going to be coming from the vast amount of straight draws I could have here in ace king. Ace queen we just check and probably win. Ugh, annoying river. But yeah, my thought process on the turn was right. They've got too many bluffs. Table 4 here, just half pot on these low pair boards. And Brick T's watching the stream, I think. So this could be one for the stream. Ace queen value shove. King queen easy call. Queens we take down. We're going half pot with king queen table 3 against a big fish. Check that turn and call river. Yeah, half pot calling, 2 mergy, weaker kings, random stuff in there to bluff with. Just an easy call for that price. Yeah, there you go. King 10, we're just going to cold call here, facing a stab and a raise and a button. The button shouldn't have that much 5x. I'm going to lead now. Just looking for value against the fish in the middle here. The button can raise the flop quite wide, I think, with like weak 10s, medium pockets, random hands, just to isolate and exploit the fish. Now I think we check and see what materializes. This is interesting. Do I have any notes on this player? Bit spewy. Easy fold. This could just be like opponent, the reg trying to blow me out with like a weak 10 to get me to fold my overpairs. However, which is how I read this spot. So it might flat nutted hands to get me to get involved as well. So I am kind of reading it a bit like that, but that's a little bit assumptive, and I think this player here can 3-way, betting 3, they can still have some strong hands, so I am going to fold this, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm winning. Okay, good, yeah, like read the button like a book there. but was just a little bit more concerned with like both players in the pot. But here we have a cool one. So I floated the flop, small C bet. I overbet turn check 2, just because my betting range isn't going to be polarized. And now I'm just jamming in. When I unblock the entire calling range, i.e. 2 pairs and sets. Boom. Got him. And I'm going to 3-bet here with a nut flush against this player. I think this size and raise is going to be a little bit mergy, so I can get some like 9x to fold. And also, they're going to have quite a lot of random suited hands here that they overcall with. So I'm getting in here against worse flush draws. And like we're only 70 big, so getting in against 2 power sets is disastrous at that stack depth. Yeah. Right, hands everywhere here. I'm going to start small with kings. I'm going to check call ace jack. I'm going to flat this huge lead on this flush monotone board on table 4. Kings, interesting spot. I'm going to check this one back. I don't think I can get 3 streets from worse. So I think my hand's going to play best as a bet check bet, just to allow hero calls from like queen x, jacks, 10s, etc. 3s I'm going to block. I think my hand wants to put some money in against these 2 fish. Kings, just going 3/4 on the river here. Queen 6 I'm bluff raising. Min bet, over bet. I think fold with this combo. Half pot with 3s, get some thin value from a king. Kings, this is pretty grim. Probably just a nut flush, but can I really fold? Can I really fold kings? Like, they could be doing this with queens or 8s, so I do have some value domination. There's just some random spew bluffs from like jacks of a spade. So for this price, I'm just not folding against a fish. I could just be doing random things. There we go. Got him. 6s were all in. We run into ace-7. We'll run it once. So this player called the squeeze and then called the all-in. Nice. Nice hold. Probably noteworthy that. That is a stinker. Okay, other questions? When did I fully switch to GG? Basically around the time that this part of the Zoom pool was starting to die out. Which I guess 5-ish years ago, roughly speaking, I think. And then since then, I kind of played a mix of Stars and GG, a few other sites not in around there, played some app games for a bit, a little bit of live, and then just some in here, some 500 and 1k reg stuff, some higher stakes elsewhere. So yeah, just a lot of mixing, whereas in the last 12 months, 12 to 18 months, I'd say I've just focused on GG and mainly in this pool because I was doing the challenge and Natro CFP, and now I'm doing it again for the stream. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it all. Ace King, going to be bluffing this one now. I'm checking back the flop here of aces a reasonable amount. Then I've got some ace queen off, king queen off. This is really interesting. What's he wrapping? Like ace queen. I block ace queen of spades. A lot of flush draws. Ace jack of clubs. Is he doing this with ace queen? King jack of clubs. I might call this, you know. I think its only value is really going to be ace queen. And there's just quite a lot of flush draws he can choose from. It's just whether they would check jams. I think I might call this, you know. Jesus Christ. Okay, that one's gone really, really badly. Things don't always work out. Shoving no queens is awful, man. Awful. If I've got aces or kings, I'm putting the money in the river myself. He loses all the bluff money. I couldn't put him on queens there, simply because firstly, jamming no queens is awful. And secondly, often it goes in pre. So I just felt like even ace queen should be a nice bluff catch. I block ace queen, so he only has 2 combos of ace queen suited. He shouldn't have ace queen off. So therefore, I think he's just going to have more bluffs if he's not always shoving ace queen as well. Like say I can give him 1 combo of ace queen. He's got ace jack suited, ace 10 suited, ace 5 suited, 5 6 suited, 6 7 suited, jack king suited. He doesn't always have all of these, but the fact is there's just potentially loads more bluffs. And value. So I'm reasonably happy with that assumption. King 8 here, I am going to go for stacks. Big bet on the turn. I think the opponent's got aces a lot here. When they use a big flop size, I think they're going to be pretty strong. That's going to be based around ace, king and aces. So I'm just going to go for stacks. If they've got queens, then so be it. But my hand's just worth a shove here against a fish. He's not going to fold aces. Nice. Nice. Definitely developing leads on this turn. So much better for my range. Like I've got straights, 2 pairs, sets. My bluffs here are going to come from like some jack 10, maybe some floated ace queen backdoor draw, pocket 9s, 8 9, and that river. Still think I value bet. Gonna go like half pot. Okay. $1,000 up. So far. It's pretty nice, more than I thought we'd be. The importance of chipping away in these small pots, it all adds up. Queen Jack here, 3-bet pot, cold caller. Hands. This is lovely. I'm 3-betting 9s. Here, just tons of draws. Getting it in against like, ace 10 now is going to be good. Choosing a size here, I can shove turn, and opponent's still going to cut, like, not really do much folding. Okay. Jack 10 of spades is a pretty huge overplay. Run it twice. No, let's go once. That's dicey turn. Hold. Nice. That's a good one. Yeah, pretty big overplay of Jack 10 there. Like these recreationals just make the mistake with these hands too much. Like that's just not a good combo. Simply because their 2-pair outs aren't live really when I make that play. A lovely spot here of aces against a loose recreational. Gonna go something like this, I think. And just gonna shove the turn. This player won't fold a pair. We obviously call him. Wow. Running at once. Oh, God. Lose aces be ace king, man. Ooh, this is an interesting one of aces. I think I still have a shove here. There's so many 10s, jacks, queens in their range. And I think some flushes are going to got the money in by now. I think, just because I think they're weighted towards like 10s, jacks, queens, so I'm shoving, but it's slightly thin. I also think they'll donk lead the river with some of their nuts as well, some of their full houses and flushes. And they're shoving the turn with their straights. So yeah, therefore I think they're just left with too many combos of that. And also these players aren't gonna be folding them enough. So therefore all those things considered, I think aces is just a value shove. Against a reg who's playing properly, it becomes slightly thin, I think, on that type of run out. Tens I'm raising. Ace jack I'm going to deviate and cold call with a fish early position. Just think getting in there with this player is going to be plus EV. A hand like this, like also cold four betting and then get jammed on by the early position. I'm always got the price to call and I don't really want to put myself in that position. So therefore I kind of land on call. This player here, are they, how many tables are they playing? I'm not folding tens really. But yeah, I'm not folding tens against this player. It is what it is. Like they've got 8s, 9s, there's some ace 5, there's some suited connectors that are 3-betting too much. They're going to shove some ace king, ace queen here sometimes as well. So tens is just going to be calling off. Obviously I'm going to run into it sometimes, but it is what it is. Bink. Woohoo! That makes up for the aces v ace king. Kings, we're in a spot here. So opponent check raised the flop in a 3-bet pot, then bet half, and now it's checking. Like the check raise on the flop was big. So this becomes a bit grim. I think check. It's a bit nitty, but I think check, just because I think they're gonna be too polarized there to just give ups, like, and to hope I get called by. Basically, they're just not going to check raise that big on a flop deep stacked with like jacks, queens, 9s, 8s, stuff like that. They're just going to play check call, so their check raising range is more polarized. So therefore on the river, they're kind of trying to trap me with a 10, or they've just got like air. So I think just checking back there when reopening the action and getting jammed on is going to be disgusting. So I probably bet value at aces just because the opponent can have kings. So I think I'm winning there every time, but I just don't think I'm getting called. I think checking is okay. Here I 3-bet pre, went half on the turn, and I think I'm just going to shove. I went half on the flop, sorry, and then I'm going to shove turn for the stacked pot ratio with specifically jacks in, no diamond. Jesus Christ. What is that? I thought this player was a reg. What is that? Oh dear. Relabel needed. Wow. Following a check raise here with king queen, and now we're stacking off and losing to a set probably. So it's just pocket 8s every time. Obviously we can't fold. Grim. This is grim. Like, I can't fold my hand. If I fold this, then I think I'm just going to be overfolding. And so the way I go about these spots is, if I know something's just going to be a pure call by theory, I need to have a very, very strong understanding of my opponent to move away from, to deviate from that. Because if I'm wrong, then it's going to be a massive EV punt and a disaster. So here, I don't have enough information to not call this. So therefore, I'm just going to click call and accept that he's going to have a set of 8s. But I think it's just a spot where I have to stack off. But against like really tight players in this pool, I might find an exploit fold just because they probably just do have 8s every time. Facing a check here, like, is he really checking 8s and is he really going to call worse? I might just go for like some block. I'm just trying to get caught. I don't know what I'm really trying to get called, but ace king. You can have some ace king. You can flat there, 140 big blinds deep. You can have some king h suited, I guess, if he makes a bad call pre. And then there's just other stuff, like might find a hero against this size, like, I don't know, ace 10 of clubs. Something like that, might find a hero. Ace 8 of clubs for some reason. Like, I think just there, I just need to value bet and hope they do something silly. But yeah, quite an interesting one. Queens here, probably a range c-bet board. Could 3-bet this one, but just going to call. And just calling again. Probably a lot of ace-jack in this size. I think I just have to click call when I'm getting this price and just hope they're thin value betting ace-jack. It'd just be weird if they do it. Like, I guess jack 6 makes some sense. Just like a little bit kind of sizing for hand strength. King jack blocking calls might make some sense, but for this price I'm calling. And 6s is a weird one to do it with. That hand is just worth more than that, for sure. Oh, this is dicey. This player raises quite wide, and they're spewy from my notes, so I'm just sticking top pair in here. Getting against flush draws, I block pocket 8s. Getting in like that's not ideal, but I think they're just gonna, from my notes on them and experience, they're just gonna have a lot of spews here, as well as some worse hands that they raise with. Random like king, queen off that they're gonna raise with. And then I get it in against flush draws and I'm doing okay. We bink 1, which is nice. No, I'm not gonna rank Regs. Because I just, again, like it's what I said earlier, I just don't have enough information really. I have an idea who's good and who's not, but they might, that's just experience of playing against them. Because it's not like reg tables. Like in reg tables, you can see what people are doing against everyone. So you can therefore see exactly how players are exploiting recreationals, playing against regs, certain things they're doing. Whereas in this format, I only see what people are doing against me and the hands I'm involved in. So some players might be really good against regs and play a solid strategy. On the flip side, they might be really bad, but they might be really bad at exploiting recreationals or really good at exploiting recreationals. Everyone's got a different skill set. Everyone's better at certain things in poker. So I would only be able to comment on who I find tough to play against. And in general in poker, the people you find tough to play against are the most aggressive players. A lot of people in this pool are competent poker players. How much they win, I don't know, because how much they win ultimately is probably going to come down to how hard and how well they're exploiting the recreationals. Queen deuce, nice. This player was the cold caller with 8-9, so I'm just going to bet small into them and let them do some crazy stuff. I'm going to bet small into them again. Was specifically queen deuce here, blocking top pairs. I'd go ham if I had like set of 2s or something. And I'm going to bet small again and call raises. I'm just trying to get a call from like a 10 or get bluff raise from a 10. Straight to get there, bigger 2 pair gets there, but my hand's still worth a bet. And I will call any raise because they just find too many bluffs against this line. So I'm just going to snap this off and move on with my life. Here we go. Too easy. Ace king start with small bet. 4-bet pot. Blocking queen x here is nice. Likely to triple this one off, to be honest, with these blockers. Just thinking about sizing. I think This looks fine. Just hope this is a player who can fold. Can fold a queen. Can fold jacks. Yeah, I've got a mandatory bluff here. Like, provided the opponent's going to fold jacks, 10s, 9s. If they're not, then this is going to be spewing. But like, do I have a better combo to bluff here? I don't think so. I'm blocking ace queen suited, king queen suited. I'm blocking auto folds. I'm blocking like 9s, 10s, jacks. Queen jack off. Fuck me. Calling a 4-bet, man. Jeez. Lovely little inducing bet here with the king 10. I will just click call and allow him to bluff shove river. He has me beat, he has me beat. Obviously never folding this. Oh, man. Why raise that big and then not shove the river? Against pot here, imagine I'm running into a 10 on table 4, but I'm never folding a deuce, obviously, the ace kicker. Just 7-8 off. What's just happening here? What are we playing against? Jack's calling down against his player. Again, they're just super, super wide. I mean, look at that float. What is going on? This is madness. Am I playing in the right pool? This player here, I'm never folding a hand. If they got a hand, they got a hand. But this is the player who cold called out position with the 9-8 off and then bluff raised in the river with 9-8. If you remember that hand, so I'm just going to click call and call any river. Because they could just be doing this with absolute random hands like I've already seen. So I'm just going to click call. I mean, there we go. Lovely, lovely. Know your opponent. Jack 10, I'll just call. I'd raise here with some other stuff with more equity against the min bet. And overbet turn, still calling. Top pair. When I only call the min bet, it's just heaps of bluffs like in a wide formation like this they can find. Like obviously I would prefer to have more equity than this and block more and unblock bluffs, so like 10-8 becomes a lot better than this because I'm blocking value and I'm blocking more bluffs that they're going to find from like queen jack. But when ranges are wide, like button S big blind, we still need to be calling more. Half pot river, I think I'm going to call. I don't love it to be honest, but like the ace is just going to be a mandatory bluff card for them, and I don't think they're overbetting the turn with that many ace-x hands. That isn't ace 10. Potentially not flush draws, but there's just going to be a lot of random like king 8, king queen, like in the offsuit combos as well. And when you have the offsuit combos, there's just so many. So again, this comes down to a spot where I'm going to lose this a lot. Like I talked about earlier in the video, I'm going to lose this a lot. And therefore, there's a danger that people just click fold because they see themselves losing it. But with the pot odds, I need to be right 1 in 4 times. So therefore, I think I am in these positions specifically. There we go. And that is how poker works. Half pot bets from fishes are generally too merging. This player's playing 31-16-2, so they're probably somewhat of a whale. So I'm just going to click call with a pair here when they just again have so many random offsuit hands that they're just betting with, and they could be merge betting a worse 7 or a 5. So again, need to be right 1 in 4. So I click call and we win again. What they're doing, if I'm honest, this is just a very, very weird hand. What's this? This is just so weird. How can I fold? Is he overplaying worst 2 pair, like 6-3, 6-8? He can't really have a set here. 7-6, I just don't know what this is. I can't fold top 2. But overbets are under bluff, but I just don't think I can fold this hand. I think I am going to quick call, but I don't love it. Nice, 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 nice. Just random button clicking, that was a spicy. Probably just going to bet here for 3/4. Bluffs, 7-8. Floated like ace-10 or backdoor flush draw, ace-5 or backdoor flush or stuff like that. I think just value betting my hand is the play here. We get jammed on, which is kind of grim. Obviously nines make some sense. Other than that, I don't really see that much value. So I think it's nines or a bluff, and I think my hand just makes a reasonable call. So I'm going to RNG this, and I've rolled a call. Got him. I'm going to 3-bet pot, and I'm just going to go 10th hit on the turn because I still get calls from worse. Like all the smaller pockets with a diamond, of which this player's going to have pure pre because they're not going to be mixing. It's 3-bets. And I'm going to go 10th to get on the river and call a shove. I think they're just going to find too many bluff shoves from the pockets. And I'm blocking a lot of flushes. There's also like all the ace king off with a diamond as well that they're going to have. So when I 10th pot against fish, I'm not folding against raises because it just does induce it a lot. So, you know, I expect to lose this sometimes, but we're not folding. Nice. Got him. It's a pretty weird spot. I can't fold against shoves. The big blind here can have lots and lots of aces, that's trapping, but there's obviously also ace, king, queens, jacks. And I'm just not folding, like I'm just miles clear of the cut-off fish range. There's so much money in the pot, so we're just going all in. Yeah, big blind's got aces. Sick. One of my outs gone as well. Just a really grim spot. Big blind played it really well. Like just with the fish coming along as well and the cut off, like there's just so much dead money and just changes the dynamic of the hand. Like I can't really get away from kings. Facing this bet, I'm still going to raise. Snapped off. We still have a value shove here. Snapped off, I'm not really sure what this is. Don't think there's that much Jack 10. Like Jack 10, unless it's clubs, isn't really snap calling. Probably like a lot of ace queen. So yeah, just shoving now. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. That concludes this episode of the stream highlights. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't checked out any of my other content, then watch my videos on YouTube, follow my graphs results on Instagram, and definitely join my free Discord server where you'll get notifications when I'm going live, when I'm posting new content. Follow my blog, as well as all the deals I've got for you guys. So yeah, check that out. And if you haven't watched the podcast I did on Poker Elmo's channel, then that's a really valuable conversation we had for all aspiring low stakes players, just where we discussed how to deal with the vast amount of content out there and fast track and streamline your progression up the poker ladder. Some strategy advice and things like that is in there as well. So I think it will be useful if you're one of those players looking to progress. Otherwise, that's it for this one, guys, and I'll see you next time.